Tensions are escalating across West Asia, with the Iran-US conflict threatening to spiral further. While Iran has widened its military campaign against US-aligned Gulf states, claiming to have launched a new wave of drone strikes targeting American military facilities in Kuwait. According to Iranian media, Iranian forces used a large number of attack drones to strike ammunition depots and logistical equipment belonging to the US Army at Camp Doha in western Kuwait. Now, it comes after US military said that it hit targets such as military logistics infrastructure on the 11th consecutive night of strikes against Iran. The fresh strikes followed President Donald Trump's warning that he was not finished with the war with Iran. Iranian state media reported strikes around the country, including Bushehr, which hosts a nuclear power plant. Areas in the western and southern parts of the country appear to have also been hit in the latest wave of US strikes. Trump has threatened the next target could be Pickaxe Mountain, which is a subterranean nuclear site near Natanz, where Western influence suspects that Iran is building an undeclared enrichment facility. Iran has threatened reprisals as Khatem Malanbi, a military command, has warned against carrying out any such attack, saying it would consider it as an expansion of war in the region. It has also threatened strikes on all the interests of America, the allies and supporters. Well, the spotlight is now shifting to Israel, while it has not directly joined the latest phase of fighting that erupted after Iranian attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. Questions are mounting over whether that could change soon. According to a CNN report, Washington has not formally asked Israel to join the campaign. However, US officials are reportedly drawing up contingency plans in case the conflict escalates further. With tensions rising across the region, attention is now focused on whether Israel would eventually enter the fight alongside the United States, raising the prospect of an even broader regional war. And for more on this, joining us live from Tel Aviv is Dr. Mir Javed Anfar. He's a lecturer of Iranian politics at Reichman University in Israel. Dr. Javed Anfar is also a West Asia analyst and co-author of the Nuclear Sphinx of Tehran. Dr. Javed Anfar, we've witnessed 11 consecutive nights of strikes and counter-strikes between US and Iran. And while the world is focused on the exchange between the two sides which have rattled the entire region, Israel's absence from the latest US bombing campaign in Iran has also been duly noted. Why do you think that is?
For now, it seems that President Trump does not want Israel's contribution. He doesn't need it for now. His Air Force has enough fighter aircraft and bombers and bombs and missiles to attack Iran. They don't need any more, until now, that is, from the state of Israel. And also the Iranians have not attacked the state of Israel because they also don't want Israel to be drawn in the current war for the simple reason that, in contrast to the United States, Israel does kill Iran's leaders. So while they're fighting America, Iran's leaders don't have to worry for their lives. This includes military and political leaders. But if there's new round of fighting with Israel, then that will change.
Right, Dr. Javed Anfar, and Israel's decision to sit it out as the conflict heats up again, it is a posture that suits Washington, its Arab allies, and now, at least for now, Israel as well. But there are also reports that if President Trump were to decide to significantly expand the strikes and call on Israel to join, Israel will be ready. And in your assessment, how long before Israel finally joins in?
Well, that really depends on the behind the door negotiations between President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu. We have to wait and see what the consensus decision is between them. It is possible that President Trump will soon want to expand the current war by involving Israel, but it also depends on Iran. If the Iranians were to attack Israel today, Israel would join the war immediately. But I have to say that there are some in Israel who want to return to war because they see Iran's missile and nuclear program as a very serious danger, the most serious danger that the state of Israel is facing and has faced. But at the same time, there are others who believe that it's best for the state of Israel to sit this out, to wait for the Americans to do the job. Their air force is far bigger in terms of aircraft, in terms of ammunition that it can deliver to Iran. And Israel, if America is not calling for Israel to join, and if Israel is not attacked, then it's best for Israel to sit it out and to let the people of Israel to take a bit of a break from fighting. Let's not forget that the Israelis have been involved in non-stop war since October 7, 2023. So there are those who want to see a gap in the fighting to allow the people of Israel to enjoy their summer holidays, to fly abroad without having to worry about another war.
But even despite the heightened alert, some sources claim that, Israel is content with the continuation of the status quo, which is staying on the sidelines while the US and Iran continue to exchange blows and remain far from a nuclear deal, as economic pressure, of course, builds up on Tehran. But do you think that is going to last? Do you think that economic pressure would be enough to bring about a breakthrough in the situation that we're seeing, or will Iran eventually have to step in?
Well, economic pressure is mounting in Iran, and in the short term, it is unlikely to lead to a major strategic change from the Iranian side. This is due to domestic pressures that the hardliners are facing, and also because they don't want to be seen as giving in to US demands. And also the current war serves the hardliners because there is a new supreme leader, the son of Ayatollah Khamenei, Mujtaba, and they want to basically dictate the direction of his leadership, and they want that direction to be war. So this is also an opportunity for them. So in the short term, it is not going to, the economic issue is not going to impact their decision making. But in the medium to long term, inflation, according to one Iranian economist, could reach 100% in about 2 to 3 months. Also, Iran's ports are badly damaged. I mean, many of them, or maybe even all of them, are out of service because of US bombing. Now, that is where Iran imports overwhelming majority of its products for domestic purposes, for its public, and also for its economy. These ports are no longer working. It is going to be extremely expensive and cumbersome for Iran to continue importing vital products via land from Pakistan and Turkey. So this is going to have an impact, but not in the immediate future, but in the medium to long-term future, Iran is going to face crippling economic challenges.
We hear you, Dr. Javed Anfar, and should Israel ultimately join the fighting, officials say that it would seek to strike the high-value targets, and especially energy infrastructure and nuclear sites, targets which Israel has wanted to hit since the March campaign but was held back by Donald Trump. But once that happens, how do you anticipate that to alter the trajectory of the conflict? And also, would that raise the threat perception not just for the warring sides but also the allies in the Gulf?
To be honest, I don't think Israel will strike anything unless President Trump has given the permission. Yes, it's very possible that Israel will strike the nuclear facilities, this new facility in Pickaxe Mountain in Iran. There is also Iran's missile production capabilities and drone production capabilities. But attacking Iranian energy infrastructure is a different story here, because in retaliation, Iran could attack the energy infrastructure of the Persian Gulf countries, and that could seriously cripple them. So when it comes to attacking energy infrastructure, I think that will have to be done with the permission of President Trump, with the coordination of these Persian Gulf countries. But I think, yes, if Israel joins, the nuclear sites and the missile sites could very well be targeted.
Right. Of course, the situation still remains delicate, Dr. Javed Anfar, and we'll have to wait and see where this goes from here. But for now, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your perspective with us.